about that.
The good news is they treat me very well at that apartment building. The bad news is I think that's because I pay my rent on time.
Oh, no.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
I think it's a very good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing to pay your
Because
bills.
it's a little hard on the manager when the rent goes up. I don't know.
Yeah, they've got mortgages, they've got taxes.
All right. Sure. This is where you guys do I know who you are? All right. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, depending upon your phone or whatever, it is now about 20 minutes till 3. So I am taking off the imaginary gag and letting our wonderful conjure actually open his mouth and begin the process of closing this show. So, ladies and gentlemen, the amazing Dan.
Hello, Travis. Well, usually at context I ask if everybody got enough books, but that's usually a given anymore. Did everybody get fed is the question. Yeah. That's important. So I hope you all had a great time, because I certainly did. And you all and these people and everybody is responsible for me having one of the best years I've had in a long time. So I really appreciate it. This was a great context, and I just, I'm verklempt how great it was. So one of the things I first want to do before we thank everybody is I want to thank you personally for coming, and personally for participating, and personally for doing what you did, but also for donating to our charity drawing that helps First Books get books into the hands of underprivileged kids, because we raised, thanks to Bobby and Chris's last minute donation, $400 to go to First Books. So, especially sitting up here, I want to thank Travis for being the greatest Toastmaster that Context has this year.
I knew that.
And Tobias, Kathy, Bill, everybody else that's helped with us, all our guests of honor, whether they're here or not. These were some of the best years of our guests of honor. So, thanks. We're going to do it again next year. And basically, when I said, does anybody want to be chair next year, everybody took one step backwards, and I found myself out in front again. So, blame Dan.
First of all, thanks to this lovely lady who does marvelous poetry and isn't afraid to talk about it. So would you mind giving us a few words, my dear?
Excuse me, what am I reading? What?
A few words.
This is the best con ever. I know I said that last year and the year before, but I have not experienced the marvelous Context 23. So, thanks to all of you who made it happen. I noticed that another thing is happening. The writing sessions and authors panels are crowded. It's more crowded than any of the others. We are evolving towards an author con. That's fine, although we need a lot of balance. We need vegetables from along with the meat to pull Dan
And Nick.
and several other people, and science and music, all of those things, filming and so on, to round things out, and not to mention anime. So if we keep that up, we will become even better as we go along. So thank you very much, all of you.
I want to say thank you all for having me. Thank you, Dan, for having me. I have had a wonderful time this weekend. It has been an absolute hoot. I'm going to follow on what Travis said, which surprises me. but
Should I be offended?
anytime he wants. But I like to think that we are all on the same bus together, okay? You know, whether we like our science fiction primarily by reading it, or watching it on TV, or going to the theater and seeing it, or going and watching the anime, or listening to Phil, you know, I think I go back to that whole wonderful sense of wonder thing, and if you got that, I think we can all move along nicely together. So, I think this is great. I've had a wonderful time. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's always an honor to be invited as a guest, incredible honor, and it's always an honor when you get noticed in your own backyard. Usually they always say you have to leave to be recognized somewhere else, but it's always very touching when your own local community sort of invites you in as a guest and says that we'd like to honor you with something like this. Because usually everyone gets to know you and thinks, you know, it'd be more exciting to have someone exotic coming from somewhere else. So yeah, it's always really cool when that happens, and I'd just like to thank you all very much. I don't want us to forget that the other writer guest of honor, Elizabeth Massey, is sitting right there in the very back.
I just want everyone out there and back here to know that my therapist assures me that I'm the most normal and modest person in my world. And I trust him implicitly, because he's taking my money. But anyway. Thanks to, and I know I'm going to miss somebody, but you know, thanks to Abby for what she does, and to Nick for what he does. You know, we need a talented programming person, and you step up. Yeah. I trust me, I would much rather be stuck with you than some of the people.
Oh, I am so glad I stuck with him. It's the best thing that ever happened to me.
Best mistake you ever made, right?
Yes.
Okay. To Susan over here, and to 2 or 3 other people I see out there, it's marvelous. I mean, it's a great show, and I have fun, and I have fun even though I'm working hard here and there, I sometimes have to explain to people that what some of you don't understand is that this up here for me is comfortable. Sitting out there is scary. How all the people around me, I'm like, you know, they're closing in. So to actually get compensation for showing up at places like this and doing what feels comfortable to me, well, what feels comfortable to me and is legal. It's
Expect in a couple months.
yeah, that's the Fetish Con down in Florida. But anyway, it's a great time, and so I guess I wanted to end with saying, ladies and gentlemen, I say ye, context.
Because, you know, you can't tell me I did this for us, not really. Really, you just did really.